Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. And of course, this is a behind the scenes look of what it takes to get a radio interview these days. We have Ronda Ray with us. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm so great. Thanks for having me.
Yes, we are absolutely stoked and we can't wait to get into it. So let's go ahead and dive in.
Let's do it.
All right, segment one in three, two, one. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. Hour number one, but we got 2 hours of the best indie and unsigned rock coming your way. And speaking of that, our featured guest for this episode is Ronda Ray. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing great, Mikey. Thanks for having me.
Man, we are totally pumped, and I can't wait to get to your music. But first, we like to play a little game so that the Rage Nation gets to know you a little bit better. And the
All
one we
right.
got today is 10 rounds with Mikey O.
All right, let's do it.
So I'm going to rattle off a few things, and you just tell me which one you like better.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Round number one. Autobot or Decepticons?
Autobot.
Yes. Hey, look, all of these, there's not really a correct answer, except for this one. And Autobot is the correct answer, so congratulations.
Yes.
All right, round number two. Hamburger or pizza?
Pizza.
Now, you being on the road a lot, where's the best pizza that you've ever had?
Southern Illinois, believe it or
Really?
not. A place called Waltz in Marion, Illinois is my favorite pizza. I've got other pizza that I like in different spots, but that's my top most favorite. Double decker, pepperoni and mushroom all day long.
Now, when you say double decker, what do you mean by that?
It's these wonderful it's like a thin layer of crust, sauce, cheese, pepperoni and mushroom, then another thin crust, and more toppings on it.
Oh,
It's
my
so good.
goodness.
It's great.
Man, the pizza joints around here in my town, they're slipping because somebody needs to start doing that around here.
Nobody does it better than Waltz, and I've been to Italy, so there you go.
I tell you, Illinois in general has amazing pizza. And I was talking to a band a few weeks ago, Ignescent from Chicago, and I had a deep dish at Gino's East in Barrington, Illinois, and hands down the best pizza I've ever had.
I would like to try some true deep dish Chicago style. I'll have to put that on the travel list.
Yes, most definitely. All right, so when you're ordering a pizza, let's get this out the way first. Pineapple on pizza, how do you feel about that?
Never.
So what are your go-to toppings?
I only ever get pepperoni and mushroom unless I'm eating with somebody else, and it's just easier to go with what they're having. But pepperoni and mushroom since I was a kid.
Keep it simple. All right, round number three, summer or winter?
Summer.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure. Do you travel and tour, I guess, at the upper part of the 48 in the winter, or do you usually just stay down south in the winter?
I stay down south in the winter as much as possible. I do not need winter in my life. I'm fine to pass through it, but I need to, my mental health requires me to be able to ride my Harley all year long. So, yeah,
Well,
summer in the south.
well, being from Texas, the polar vortex has not been kind to you guys the last few years.
No, and in fact, this winter I had planned to spend my time in Phoenix, Arizona, but due to some changes in my schedule, I got stuck in Nashville and North Alabama during all the ice storm stuff.
Oh,
And so
no.
I just was like, all right, I didn't have enough time to travel anywhere else and back because it was scheduling stuff and I just had to sit there and endure it. But I was a little resentful because I was like, I could be in Phoenix right now.
Living the good life.
Yep.
All right, round number four, mountains or beaches?
I'm going to go beaches, but I do love the mountains too.
Where's your favorite beach?
I like the Gulf Coast a lot, like Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Pensacola, but that's also where I've been the most. I'm headed to California here in the next month. So I love it out there too. So I'll be enjoying like all of that as well.
Nice. All right, round number 5, CDs or vinyl?
I love the idea of vinyl, but I really didn't grow up with vinyl, but I'm still going to say vinyl.
Yeah, and if I can give you any tip, because I went there and I got the T-shirt.
Yeah.
You can't cheap out on record players. I went to Amazon and got me a $50 record player because I'm like, all record players are the same. And I messed up my Nirvana album that had been pressed, like that Walmart exclusive. And I was so mad. I was
Oh
so mad.
no. Wow, that's a good tip. Hot tip.
Yeah. So I threw that thing away immediately.
Oh.
A waste of $50.
Oh.
All right. Number 6, milkshake or malt?
Ooh. Milkshake. But I like them both. Yeah.
What flavor milkshake?
Chocolate. Always chocolate. Always pepperoni and mushroom. Always chocolate.
See, I'm not much of a chocolate guy in general, but like when it comes to milkshake and malts, like one of my favorite malts is the hot fudge malt. And I
Ooh.
when it comes to ice cream, I just like chocolate ice cream. Like my aunt, I don't know if you've ever tried this before. My aunt, when I was a little kid, she was like, "Hey, you've had root beer floats, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Have you ever had a Dr. Pepper and chocolate ice cream float?" And I said, "No, I have not." And I thought it sounded kind of gross as a kid, but she did it and I drank it and it was amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Have you heard about the dirty Dr. Pepper that they're doing?
No.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper and one of the big coffee creamer companies.
Ooh.
I can't remember which one. Cremate.
Okay.
They got together and they're making exclusive creamers for Dr. Peppers now.
That's gonna fly off the shelf in Texas.
I bet. Yeah, over here in Louisiana too. Like I know so many Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper fiends around here. It's going to be nuts.
Crazy.
All right, let's see. Round number 7. Vintage or new Harley?
Vintage everything.
What's the best year?
I have a 95 Heritage Softail with the Evo motor, and everybody tells me that's the best motor Harley ever made. So I'll stick with my 95 Heritage.
Nice. All right, round number 8. Fly or drive?
Drive. I like to be in control of my environment. I travel in a truck with a camper on it. I'm sitting in the camper right now, have my
Nice.
trailer. I just want to be with my own germs and do what I want to do.
All right, and so I noticed on your website, it says a modern day Lita Ford meets Joan Jett. So we got to know, Lita Ford or Joan Jett?
Lita Ford.
You were conflicted at first, but then I saw in your eyes, it's always been Lita Ford.
I felt bad for a second, but it's Lita Ford.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could play like her. I can't play like her, but she is such a hero of mine for what she's done in music and the pro that she is, still out there touring and being awesome. I just love her.
Yeah, she just came to a local casino around here like a month ago, but I wasn't
Oh,
able to go.
oh man,
But I
she's the
bet she burned
best.
it up.
You know it.
All right, let's see. Oh, that was round number 9. So this is the finale. Round
All
number
right.
10. Mohawk or mullet?
Mohawk.
Are there many Mohawks in Texas?
Depends on where you go. Maybe Dallas and Deep Ellum, or maybe some parts of Houston, but not in general. But there's not a lot of mullets either. So
Really?
no,
Hmm.
we
When
do
did it
our
change that?
we do our own thing in Texas.
Yeah. Everything's better in Texas. That's what they say, right?
There's a lot of truth to that.
All right, that's 10 rounds with Mikey O. Congratulations, Rhonda.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about your latest single, Tiger Lily Girl. When I first heard this song, and it's crazy that you had on your website, Lita Ford meets Joan Jett. When I first heard this song, the thing that stuck in my head, I was like, this sounds like a Runaways song. Was that in any inspiration when writing this song? Because obviously you're a big Runaways fan as well.
For sure. And I loved listening to this show when you played it. And I loved hearing that. I had the biggest smile because it's sort of this, I'm trying to do this marriage of the old school meets the new. And uh this song is really special because it's a co-write. A friend of mine had the beginnings of the song. She lives in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and she works at a like a grade school. She's like a lunch lady at a grade school.
Yes.
Nobody you would assume would write a song about this girl on a Harley with a tattoo and lives outside of the box. And she wrote it before I ever met her and pitched it to me, and I liked it. And our friend Grant Walden is also a co-writer on it. We recorded it at Grant's studio in Muscle Shoals, and we got together and worked on it. And I put a few of my touches on the song, and it's kind of become an anthem and this thing that has inspired an adventurous mindset, an adventurous spirit, for people to just slough off the status quo and think about their own dreams. I mean, it's easy to watch me and be like, well, she's obviously living her dream, but everybody's got dreams, whether it's to raise kids who aren't glued to a screen, or whatever. It could be anything great or small. And so I've enjoyed this ride with everybody in this song.
Yeah, I love the vibe of it. Here it is. It's Tiger Lily Girl from Ronda Ray on Indie Rage Radio. All right, very good. Segment number 2 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. We are back with Ronda Ray. Now, Ronda, how can people find you on the internet?
The best place to go is rondaraymusic.com, and it's RONDARAY music.com. Don't put an H in Rhonda. My dad was Ron, and I'm Ron. Duh. But my socials are there. There's videos, links to everything else is in that one place.
Yeah, I think Ronda Rousey kind of did all you Rondas without an H favor when she, hit mainstream. Everybody was like, Ronda without an H, what's going on? But now it's kind of commonplace.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So your debut EP, we talked about it a little bit last segment, was recorded in Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
Yeah.
And obviously, if anybody is a music head out there, they know Muscle Shoals. Now, I'm going to ask you a question in a second, but some of the names on Wikipedia that have recorded in Muscle Shoals, it's so eclectic. Bob Dylan, Percy Sledge, Rod Stewart, Aretha Franklin, Wilson Pickett, Paul Simon, the Stones, Otis Redding, the Allman Brothers, and now Ronda Ray.
That's right.
What was it like, kind of like on hallowed ground over there, where all the legends walk, restaurants where all the legends ate? What's the feel of Muscle Shoals?
Well, the first thing I love about Muscle Shoals is it's a small town, and I'm a small town girl, and it just has that small town community, vibe where someone can walk into a restaurant in overalls and you don't even know who they are, and they might have won 4 Grammys. I love the humility of that. Like, not everybody's walking around going, look at me, how great I am. That's why a lot of people go to Muscle Shoals. And the thing that I really loved about Muscle Shoals, talking about those eclectic styles, is the Muscle Shoals sound wasn't just one thing. It was a blending of styles. It was a blending of gospel, blues, country, rock and roll, everything just melding together with these great players just trying to make the best song they could for that artist at the time. And these unassuming white guys playing the funkiest beats and making great records. And the magic of that team, with you had Rick Hall producing, and you had Jerry Wexler in the mix. These great people bringing greatness out of everybody. And they say, because the Tennessee River runs through there, it's beautiful. If you like the outdoors, you'll like Muscle Shoals. There's something in the water, is what they say. I've got a shirt that says there's something in the water, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. And it's kind of my second home. I go there 2 or 3 times a year, still have a lot of friends there, and it will always be a special place to me.
Well, shout out to Deep Dallas Radio. They're one of our affiliates. And I was
Yes.
watching the interview that you did with the team over at Deep Dallas. And you said that you rented an apartment in Muscle Shoals for a year. Now, let's have a call back to 10 Rounds with Mikey O. Is there any good pizza in Muscle Shoals?
There's great pizza in Muscle Shoals. One of my favorite pizza joints is Riccatoni's in Florence. So the Muscle Shoals is across the river from Florence. The Shoals are 4 small communities. You got Florence, that's a bigger town that has like 20,000 people. Then you got Sheffield, Tuscumbia, and Muscle Shoals across the river, but they just run into each other. So altogether, it's like less than 30,000 people probably. Riccatoni's in Florence. Love their pizza, pasta, salads. Try to go there every time I'm in town.
Yeah. And on your debut album, you had some heavyweights playing with you, too.
Heavyweight musicians and superhuman, good, amazing people. You know, uh, Will McFarlane, who was Bonnie Raitt's guitar player back in the 70s. He's played with every famous female artist you can imagine. Um, Kelvin Holly has played on, there's no telling how many famous records. He was in Little Richard's band for a long time, and they were just so great to work with. I've worked with Mark Narmore there, and I just love him. He played keys on both albums, and he produced Tiger Lily Girl, and he's really known in the country world for a song called Moon Over Georgia. It was a Shenandoah song, I think, in the 90s. He's written for Josh Turner and a ton of other people, but these are just men, good men. And girls like me that are so independent have to have good men around to help us execute our vision, and I'm really grateful for those guys.
Awesome. So let's talk about your song Wire. What's this about?
Liar.
Oh, Liar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Li-
Yeah. Liar. Not
yeah.
liar. Liar.
No, I was like, do we need to write that? let me
Yeah.
let me jot
Let
that
me
down.
scribble this out here.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you know what? Let's go ahead and do a little edit right here.
let's do it,
All
because we
right.
can.
All right. So next up, we're going to play your song Liar. What's the song about?
Well, the most complicated thing in human existence to me is relationships. They cause the most joy, the most pain. You can't live with them, you can't live without them. But there's always two sides to the story, and no matter how difficult I think the other person is and whatever I'm going through, and how wrong I mean, I may be right. They may be absolutely wrong, but I play a part in it too. Even if my part is just the fact that I'm still participating in the relationship and I'm not being true to myself about how I feel and think and what I believe about it. So that's what Liar's all about.
Here it is. It's Ronda Ray with Liar on Indie Rage Radio. Oh, you got like a little background. How'd you do that?
I don't know.
That
Thought it might do it again.
was cool.
Ha, magic.
All right. Let's see here. I can read my notes.
Yeah.
All right. So is your 2022 record your latest record?
Yes, I will have a few singles coming out this year. And that might possibly turn into an EP.
Okay.
But for now, we're just song by song.
All right, here we go. Segment 3 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. We are here with Ronda Ray, kicking off hour number 2. Now, Ronda, congratulations on being selected as Best Rock Artist of 2023 by the Josie Music Awards.
How about that? That's a
Yeah, that's
cool
crazy.
category to win, huh?
and I was looking on the website. Is this held at the Grand Ole Opry?
Yes, it was.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It
How was that
really
experience?
cool. It was really cool. I mean, it's always an honor to get to do stuff like that. My family got to be there with me, and they miss out on a lot of stuff, so that made it extra special. And I was nominated for a few awards, and I kind of thought, if I was to win something, I would really want to win that Best Rock Artist, because that was male and female. And so I was really proud to get up on that stage and be able to talk about what rock and roll means to me, because rock and roll, it's like the embodiment of everything that's cool. And I'm not saying that I'm cool, but I'm just saying it's like that James Dean, Elvis. It's just cool. And country music just tries to absorb every genre right now, and has been for a while. And even the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, half of the nominees are not even rock artists. And it's like, everybody wants to be that, but why can't you just go be the thing that makes your music great? And why can't we have our thing that makes us unique? But I think I've been thinking about this today. I think rock and roll is all about rebelling against the status quo. So maybe the rockers aren't as good at playing the political game of it all. And maybe that's why this kind of stuff happens. But I will die on the hill for rock music, and I will declare it. I have declared it from the magical circle at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yes.
And God bless everyone who won for their category. But I'm so proud to have Best Rock Artist.
Now, when you were in the City of Lights, did you go celebrate at some of those celebrity bars like Blake Shelton's and Dierks Bentley's and stuff like that?
No.
No.
No, I didn't. I actually had to leave the next day because I had a West Texas tour.
Oh, snap.
Like I was touring, and I kind of just had this 1 week that I could go do that awards thing, and I just came in for it and left because I had to work. So
probably didn't even get to meet Ryan Upchurch while you were there either, huh?
no, I sure didn't.
Well, maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Speaking of rock and roll, my eyes keep looking on the side right there at your guitar. It looks like there's a story behind this guitar.
There is a story behind this guitar. It was given to me by some friends of mine, and they bought it at a charity event. They do a ton of stuff for veteran charities, supporting veterans, and so they picked this up for me, with me in mind, supporting the charity. And it just happens to be my favorite kind of guitar, Telecaster, with this type of pickup. So, I enjoy it. Stays here in the camper with me, and play it all the time.
Nice. All right, so your latest record was produced by a 3-time Grammy Award winner, Gary McGrath. Tell us about that experience with somebody that's, been there, done that.
Yeah, it was a great experience. We recorded the album out in West Texas at Sonic Ranch, which is just like, it is my happy place. It's an all-inclusive, really immersive recording experience at one of the most famous recording studios. We had a great engineer, Mauro Castro, and you just are able to focus on nothing but making the record. And I think we recorded like 9 songs in 4 days. They didn't all make the record. I chose to not release some of them. But I felt like my first record was really safe. Um, and then we got to push the boundaries a little bit more on album number 2. It was just each album and each song, I feel like, represents a next stage of growth, as I think it should. And it was very special to record there, and I'm really happy with the album.
Did he bring in any pizza for you to partake in?
No pizza, but we had great home cooked meals, great home cooked Mexican food. We were so taken care of. It was wonderful.
Awesome. Well, next up, we're going to play your song, You Break My Heart. What's this about?
It's about getting your heart smashed and living to tell about it. I don't like to leave anybody a victim in my songs. So the last verse is the end of the story. Each verse is this happened, then this happened, and then now the person is free. So check it out.
Here it is. It's You Break My Heart from Ronda Ray on Indie Rage Radio. All right, very cool. Segment 4 is at the end of the show. So it's kind of like we're up against the clock type thing. So we're just tying a bow on everything. All right, here we go. Segment 4 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. Sadly, we're at the end of the show. We almost have to bid farewell to Ronda Ray, but thank you so much for your time spending it with us tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been so much fun.
Now, I heard the water is great in the virtual green room, so I hope that's the case. If not, I'll have to get with the crew here.
It's perfect. Thank you. You even had my coffee cup with my logo on it. I mean,
we spared no expense.
That's classy.
All right. So, Rhonda, what does the future look like for you?
Touring. That's what I live to do. I live a rock and roll lifestyle on the road. I'm a nomad, Harley in tow, and bigger shows, bigger stages, with bigger names. That's what 2024 looks like for me.
Now, I know you said earlier that you wanted to hang out in Arizona during like the polar vortex, and you got caught like in the middle of the country. Have you ever ridden your Harley like on Route 66?
I haven't. I normally I have on parts of it, but I take shorter trips because of the way I travel with my camper and trailer. I'm going from town to town, from show to show. So I have to have my music equipment. I have to have clothing for shows and all my stuff. So normally I'll get somewhere for a few days or a week or whatever, and then I can unload the bike and I can just go explore and then come back to the camper for home base. So my riding, I may ride all day, but I may only ride 100 to 300 miles, depending on some days it's 40 miles. It just depends. So
and
maybe one day.
And with all your touring, what part of the country do you like the best?
The further west I go, the happier I get. And I've been saying that for a long time. And I've spent a ton of time, of course, in Texas. I love Texas, the Southeast, the Midwest. I love the beach down around Gulf Shores, Alabama, Orange Beach, Pensacola, that area a whole lot. But I'm headed west right now, and my smile just gets bigger every day, whether it's the desert. I love West Texas, the desert, the mountains, getting out to the beach. I love it all.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there into the ether, and if it sticks, it sticks. I think since the West is calling you, your next album should be called Manifest Destiny.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right, so the last song we're going to play is a cover, and everybody knows listening to the show, I love cover songs. I love cover songs more than the original song, and I'm excited to hear this one. It's a cover from Fleetwood Mac, and you said it's totally different from the original version. So what was the inspiration of taking this song and making it your own?
Well, every female artist, whether you're country or rock, has some Stevie Nicks songs in their repertoire. And I'm no different. I had three of them. And I just always really loved Gold Dust Woman. And we did it live as a band for years. And it just began to take on a life of its own where it would become this 10-minute epic jam. And it was really fun. And we decided to record it. And it was terrifying to record a song that's so famous that Stevie Nicks wrote and sang. I mean, come on. I mean, you don't want it to suck, to say the least. But we did it. It was unique, and still enjoy playing it live every chance we can. So I hope everybody enjoys it. We cut it down to a 5-minute version, as you don't have to listen to the 10-minute version, but if you come to a live show, we're going to rock out and you won't even know it was 10 minutes long.
And speaking of coming to a live show, where can people find all your tour dates?
RondaRayMusic.com.
RondaRayMusic.com. While you're there, stream her music, buy some merch, go see her live, help support this awesome artist. Ronda, again, kudos. Thank you so much for your time. I had a blast with you tonight.
Thank you. Now I'm hungry for pizza, so I'm going to work on that, and I enjoyed it, and I appreciate you playing my music and for giving me the opportunity to come on here and chat with you.
Here it is. It's Gold Dust Woman. She is Ronda Ray. I am Mikey O. We're out of here. See you when I see you. All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
thank you. You rock.
Yo, you do, ma'am. Before you
Aw.
leave, can you go ahead and give me a drop? Just say, hey, this is Ronda Ray, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio.
You got it. You tell me when you're ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey, this is Ronda Ray, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a safe tour, and keep pumping out that great music.
I will. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.